Hey there, comic book fans. It was another big week for me at the comic shop this week. I noticed other people had small pulls this week, but not me. 11 comics. Of course, Wayward number 5 was one that came out 3 weeks ago, but never made it to my comic shop for some reason. This one has had me hooked since issue 3. I bought issue 1 and 2, but issue 3 is where it really got me hooked. Beautiful art, story about a young woman who moved to Japan, runs across demons and mystical creatures, and now she's got to figure out what's going on and fight them. Good story. Glad I finally got this issue, even if it is 3 weeks late. I think it's on hiatus now. I don't even know. But either way, hopefully my shop will get number 6 in on time. Rat Queens Special Braga number 1. I haven't bought any Rat Queens yet, but I've heard so many good things about it that I said, you know what, just put it on my pull list. I'll try it out for a few issues at least. I have no idea what this issue is about, what makes it special. But I'll be trying this out. I thought issue 11 was supposed to come out this week. Look at that. Gravity got the better of me again. Thought issue 11 was supposed to come out this week, or whatever issue they're on, but it was a special instead. Walking Dead, issue 136. It looks like our people who wear zombie skins are going to be showing up to their town. Not much to say about The Walking Dead. Excellent book. I've been enjoying this new story. And if you don't know about The Walking Dead, well, go look it up. Supreme Blue Rose number 6 is out. And on somebody else's video, I commented that this was the book that I was most looking forward to this week. I've very much been enjoying this series. Warren Ellis writing, Tula Lute drawing it. Excellent kind of what happens to normal people after the Crisis on Infinite Earths happens story going on in this. And all of the covers line up in a row. I'm going to have to do that now that there's 6 of them. I lined up 3 of them in a row last time, but now that there's 6, it should be even more interesting. Savage Dragon number 201. Savage Dragon 200 was a lot of fun with its giant-sized goodness. This is more, I know this is a comic that not many people get, and I never see it on the stands. I might get the only copy in the shop. That happens with some of my comics that I order. But I enjoy the Savage Dragon. I've been buying it regularly since issue 70. Good superhero story, and Eric Larson's joy for the comic medium comes through in all his issues. So give a Savage Dragon a try sometime. Now that the phone has gone away, here is Lazarus number 14. Once again, a good story. I've been enjoying this one. Takes place in the future. Some nice Michael Lark artwork, where different families rule the country and the world, I suppose. And they all have their Lazaruses, which are kind of superpowered people who do their bidding, but it's mostly about politics and not about superhero battles, but it's a good story. I enjoy this one thoroughly. We're in the middle of another story arc where there's all sorts of political stuff going on, and Forever, our main hero, Lazarus, has to do some subterfuge. And I think she sacrificed her own brother. I can't remember. Anyway, good story. Check it out. Now we here have Mark Millar and Frank Quitely's Jupiter's Legacy number 5. I've been enjoying this one. Haven't seen an issue in a while. They come out infrequently. They're supposed to be bi-monthly. But I think they've been even slower than that in this last issue. And I'm not quite sure why this one is $4.99. It feels thicker. And it's actually got a cover stock rather than the... I think it does. Nah, it doesn't have a real cover stock. It's about the same as the insides. Maybe a little different. I can't even tell. But at least it's not wavy like so many comics these days. Like Jupiter's Legacy, superhero story. Superheroes running the earth. Their kids are superstars. Modern take on superheroes. Blah, 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 blah. Fun book. Give it a try. Here is Ghosted number 16. I've been thoroughly enjoying this supernatural story. I think this is the beginning of a new story arc. We ended the last one, and we've got, what's this guy's name? Juan Jose Rip, who is the guy who was drawing Clone. He's got this sort of detailed style. He's not using as much as the little computer tick marks as he did. See those little marks in his cheek? That's what he used a lot of in Clone, and her cheeks too. A little different in this one. New story arc. Guy's going to hunt some more supernatural ghosts and stuff. Thoroughly enjoying this series. If you're a Cloned fan and want to see some more Juan Jose Rip, then check this out. Or if you're a fan of Supernatural series, check it out. Hey, look, my hand is like his hand. How's that for some sort of infinity weird thing? Or maybe just double. Anyway, check out Ghosted. And then we've got the Space Western Copperhead, issue number 5. This is another one that took me to issue 3 to put it on my pull list. I've been enjoying. It's not been a favorite, but I've been enjoying it. About a woman who just gets a new job as a sheriff on some space planet. There's her deputy right there, and is solving a murder mystery at the moment. It's pretty well done. Like I said, to me, I'll give this one a B rather than an A. But hey, a B is still enjoyable, and I'm buying it, so what the heck. But like I said, last I knew, she was heading into the Badlands to find herself a murderer. We'll see what happens. And here we have another Scott Koblish drawn issue of Deadpool, which is the reason I bought it. I buy his issues of Deadpool. It's supposed to look all battered. I always hate when comics do that because they make you go, what happened to my comic? And you're like, oh, they printed it that way. And it also, for something different, Val Staples, the colorist, colored it with actual crayon. Oops, that's not it. There's puzzles in it too. Not computer simulated crayon. He actually colored, I guess, copies of the pages, the original art, in actual crayon. As you can see from the crayon lines. So I'm guessing this is an extra silly issue of Deadpool. The final comic for this week is Ted McKeever's The Superannuated Man. I thought issue 4 was the last issue, but this one's going to 6. Very good story. Golden Age size comic too. You might notice it's bigger than the other ones. Black and white story of post-apocalyptic, when there are animal people around and humans aren't the dominant species on the planet anymore. And I think they've all moved off to someplace, but this guy is still living down on the docks on the edge of some city like he always did, just trying to get by in the world, when he keeps running into all sorts of strange things. Ted McKeever's stuff is always a little odd, a little out there, a little weird, a little hard to describe. And this one is no different. But just like Miniature Jesus, I'm enjoying this story too. And finally, a quick word about a couple things I pulled off my shelf and read this week. This is Dan Close's Death Ray. I had read this one before and really wanted to read it again. It's, I don't know how many are familiar with Dan Close's artwork. It's really nice stuff. It's a story about these two kids, and one of them, they're kind of messed up kids. They are not normal and average. And one of them's father, when his parents are dead, gave him some formula that gave him superpowers when he smoked cigarettes, so he wouldn't get picked on. And then later on he found out his father gave him a death ray. And the cover makes it look like a superhero book, but of course it's Dan Close, so it's not a superhero book. And it's just this strange, melancholy story about what the heck you're supposed to do with your life when you've got super strength and a death ray. And the two 17-year-olds try to fight crime, but they really can't find any crime. and how the death ray affects his life as he gets older, and sort of what happens when you've got instant death in your hand that even makes the body disappear. So if you shoot someone with it, they're just erased from reality and no one knows whatever happened to them. And what kind of a strange responsibility that is. Anyway, Dan Close does an excellent job with this, and this is one you should definitely check. Finally, Starstruck by Elaine Lee, Mike Kaluta, and Lee Moyer. I've had this on my shelf for ages now, and I finally pulled it down and read it. I mean, I like almost everybody who's seen Mike Kaluta's work is a fan of Mike Kaluta, because he's an excellent artist. He does an excellent job. But I gotta say, I have no idea what this book is about. I freaking read 200 pages of it, and I couldn't even describe the story. Because it's kind of like a series of events rather than a story. We've got this woman who makes androids of herself to sell as sex slaves. We got this woman who showed up in the middle of the story kind of as this pilot who was challenged, who was ordered to do something illegal, and then she got ostracized for it. And I think, who is it? This is one of the sisters. Oh my goodness. Then there's a brother and sister who are this rich man's son. The whole thing is confused. It looks beautiful. There's a wonderful page for you. It's filled with wonderfully designed and drawn pages. If you're going to buy it, just be prepared to not quite understand it. Because I sure know I didn't, and I'm a pretty veteran comics reader.